Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since, and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Hello everyone, it's 1 minute, less than a minute until the Monday community run. You can guarantee yourselves that Clive Finnimore is sitting in an airport in Guernsey right now watching this. And if he's not, I'll eat my hat. Clive Finnimore has had an extra day in Guernsey to relax and do nothing. What a lazy old man. Anyway, we're going to run 10k. And it's the Monday community run around Makuri Islands. We've got John Farrell, Nikki and Diana. We've got Jeff Partridge. We've got Kevin DeLuca leading us out. Loads of people we all know. So let's start. Let's go with 10. Let's go with Kevin at 10 today. I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to go... Unless people want me to go slower, I'll run with Kevin at 10 kilometres an hour. I think that's... Well, is that what Kev is doing? John Hepplewhite says, happy running, everyone. Tina Beard says, I feel a party atmosphere this evening. It's quite warm, I have to say. What's AGMT saying? 23.2. Bob DeBoer is with us. Amy Green is with us. Consta is there. Right, now hang on a minute. Let me just make sure I'm going at the right speed, because I want to stay with Kevin. Don't want to be too far away from him. Yoko, hello Yoko. Kevin, what speed are you running at tonight? Question mark. Daniel. Hello, Dan. How's it going? Hope you're well. Oh, right. Okay. Kevin, that is just lazy. Full stop. It was only a marathon yesterday. Right, then I'll do the 10 kilometres an hour then. So Kevin's going slower because he ran a marathon yesterday, which is fair enough. So we'll go at 10 and we'll do the 10 kilometres. So if anyone wants to keep up with us at 10 kph, that's the speed I'm going tonight. Ellen Pym is with us as well. Hello, Ellen. So anyone got any stories they want to tell us? I'll tell you one thing I've done is I have changed my heart rate zones in Strava. So I don't know if anybody's following the training series I'm doing on my other channel, on the Zwift, on the Film My Run channel. But I only really realised that my Strava heart rate zones were completely different to my Garmin heart rate zones. I know, you would have thought I would have clocked that. Anyway, so I've changed my Strava heart rate zones. So I'm going to see how much time I spend in zone 2 tonight on Strava. Obviously, that's different. That is different again to my Zwift zones, which are up on the left-hand side of the screen there. Top left, you'll see it says 120, 121, 122. So those heart rate zones, the blue, the green, the yellow, the orange, and the red, they are set by Zwift, dependent on my max heart rate. But my Garmin heart rate zones are also are dependent on not only my max heart rate but my resting heart rate as well, and I like that better. So I've changed my Strava zones to match that. But yes, my Zwift zones. Oh God, it gets complicated, doesn't it? It gets complicated. Jeff Partridge says entries are still open for the Summer Spine and the Challenger. Oh dear. Jeff, I've got no money. I would love to, but I just can't afford it. Unless somebody gives me free entries to half these races, I could... I tell you what, if I didn't make these videos and manage to scrounge some free races from time to time, I'd hardly ever run. Or I'd hardly ever run races anyway. Yes, absolutely fabulous effort by everyone in Copenhagen yesterday. Well done all. So, yesterday, a load of Zwifters went out to Denmark, to Copenhagen to run the Copenhagen Marathon. And only Kevin DeLuca has been stupid enough to run again today. So well done, Kevin. Well done, everyone who went out and ran. Kevin, has no one else been as crazy as you to run again today? Question mark. I'm not going to complain today. I'm all right today. I'm feeling okay today. Nikki says congrats and well done to everyone who ran in Copenhagen yesterday. Great job, guys. And Sarah says, I'm impressed you're running today. Kim says it's a party today. Well, Tina Beard seems to think it's going to be a party atmosphere today. I mean, Nikki says, I love Copenhagen. Oh no, hang on. Camila says, I love Copenhagen. Never tried the marathon though. Only the shopping. Apparently Kevin walked the marathon according to Stefan Gross. Yeah, I'm feeling alright today, Sarah. Feeling okay. Clive and Victoria and myself had a very enjoyable run yesterday in Guernsey. We were very tired when we got back last night because Victoria and I had to basically finish the run and then get on a plane immediately back to the UK or back to Gatwick. Whereas Clive managed to sleep in and then have another day in Guernsey today. And he is literally about to fly back to Bristol. Is it Bristol? Today. So I think his flight is in about 25 minutes. Sarah's just a spectator today because she had a work call that went on too long. Jeff Partridge, interestingly, says, Copenhagen is the only place I've ever been arrested. Right. Apparently, Copenhagen is the only place that Jeff Partridge has been arrested. Ellipsis. Ellipsis. So, Jeff, would you care to enlighten us? Question mark. Care to enlighten us? Kim Salt, I probably could have guessed this, but Kim Salt says, I've never been arrested anywhere. Tina Beard, I don't believe this for 1 second. She says, me neither. Don't believe it, Tina. You're telling me on a drunken night out in, where would you have gone on a night out? Bath? On a drunken night out in Bath or Bristol, you didn't ever get arrested for throwing beer on an ex-boyfriend? No? Paul Hayward says, yeah, they didn't catch Jeff anywhere else. Right, Jeff Partridge says, says it's a secret, but I wasn't trying to steal a yacht. Camilla says, I hate it when misunderstandings like that happen. I'm sure it wasn't a misunderstanding. Yeah, Sarah Jacobson says she needs more to that story, Jeff. I think we all do. I'm not sure, I don't understand the yacht thing though. What? Is there something about Copenhagen and yachts that I need to know about historically that I'm not bright enough to be aware of? What have I missed? So welcome along if you're just joining us. We are in the first couple of kilometres of the ZLDR, FMR, PACK and MHG combined community 10k every Monday. Today though, normally I do 9 kilometres an hour and Kevin DeLuca does 10 kilometres an hour, but today we've reversed roles as Kev is feeling it a little bit from yesterday's marathon exertion. So I'm doing the 10k and he's doing the 9 kilometres an hour. We think Diana, Princess of Watopia, she's somewhere in the middle doing 9.6. Jeff Partridge, Sebastian Voltz, Theo Heldorn, all running with me. LP from the USA, Paul Hayward, John Farrell, Amy Green is just with us as well. Nice job, guys. Good little group at 10 kph. It is very warm in here. I haven't got the fan on yet, but no doubt I will put it on in the next few minutes. Victoria is at her Pilates class tonight, or as I like to call it, her lying down class. Kim says, my last week working remotely. I'm going back to work in person again next week, so I'll miss these Film My Run broadcasts. Need to get all my comments in quick. Yeah, get them all in before you go back to work. But Kim, I know surely you'll be able to have a secret phone in your desk drawer where you can just log on and watch before you do your lectures. If you're supposed to be marking work or something, just log on in the corner there. If anyone comes around, just shut the drawer. It'll be fine. I won't tell anyone, I promise. Right, coming up to 2k done. So this run, we'll finish this run in 1 hour, seeing as we're going at 10 kilometres an hour. Nikki says, how's your boss? She is, she's fine. I think she found it a little bit harder work yesterday than she would have liked. But we did predict that she would find it hard work because since she did her 50 miler about 4 weeks ago, she hasn't really done an awful lot, and fair enough. You know, in my eyes, what with the Paris Marathon, Boston qualifier, and the 50 miler, she's done her work, running work for the year. So she was due some rest. So she's had that rest. But we already had this booked, this Guernsey run. So she's now at the stage of her running career where she can think, okay, 36 miles, it's alright, I'll just rock up and give it a go. Which is basically what she did. And yeah, she did very well. She's got aching legs today. And we were very, very tired last night when we got home. But we're alright today. She does deserve it, Nikki, she does. Sebastian says, well done, Victoria. Yeah, and so this is the second time that she's done that run. And she took 10 minutes, actually 11 minutes off her previous time. So we can't complain at that, really. So anyone else got any stories they want to tell us? I'm watching chat, so I'm looking on my screen over there at Facebook and YouTube. And if you are watching on Twitch, welcome along. This is the Zwift Run channel. And I can see chat, so if you want to say anything, if you want to ask me a question, doesn't even need to be running related. I am a fount of knowledge about any subject you can imagine. So ask away and I will give you an answer. It may not be the correct answer. It may be completely made up. However, it will be an answer. So Amy says you all did well. Thank you very much. Victoria says, I've just got home. Have I missed anything exciting? No. Nobody's interested in your running, Victoria. Nobody has asked how you got on. And nobody was impressed with the fact that you beat your time by 11 minutes. And nobody has asked how you are today. So I just, don't worry about it. Just go and have a shower after you're lying down. Actually, you don't need a shower after a lying down class because you've just been lying down, haven't you? So, okay, Sarah Jacobson. Well, starts off with a very easy question, really. She says, Stephen, what is the meaning of life? And of course, as we all know, that is a very easy question to answer. Because the answer is, of course, 42. So, try me with something a little more difficult, Sarah. Because that was poor, to be honest. Right, Victoria says you're not funny and you're not getting any supper tonight. Oh no. No. And Kim Sol says bad mouthing Pilates again. Yeah, Nikki agrees, 42 is the answer. As does John Farrell. John Farrell says 42 as well. Right, this is a good one. Jeff Partridge says, what questions are going to be in my son's biology GCSE paper tomorrow? Well, if it's GCSE, I'm reckoning it's going to be something about photosynthesis. So tell him to revise photosynthesis and the anatomy of a cell as well. So I would recommend that. Right, all the girls are ganging up now. Sarah Jacobson says Victoria for the win. Well, yeah. See, we can both sit there on the sofa and one of us will say, are we having supper tonight? I don't know if supper is a thing in your house. We occasionally we come across people who don't really know what supper is. Oh no, right, Jeff Porridge says, if you're wrong, amoeba. Nikki says, what's the powerhouse of cells? Oh, is that a question to me? What is the powerhouse of cells? That's a good question. I don't know. Light? Water? Glucose? Paul Hayward says, I ran on Zwift whilst watching the FA Cup final. Ended up doing more miles than expected. Would not stop until the end. Yeah, I bet that took longer than you thought, didn't it? Very, very happy with that result, that's for sure. Right. Sarah Jacobson says, we call it dinner. No, this is after dinner. So we have dinner. We will have dinner when I finish this run. So it's now 10 to 7 in the evening. So we will have dinner at around about 7:30. Sometimes we have it earlier, depending on the runs that we do in the evening. So we could have dinner as early as 5:30, 6 o'clock. But tonight we'll likely have dinner around 7:30, 7:45. But then at 10 o'clock tonight, we may well have supper. So when I was a child, supper consisted of cereal. So my favourite cereal as a child was Crunchy Nut cornflakes. So right, Sebastian is just saying, what is the difference between supper and dinner? I am as we speak explaining it. So dinner is your main evening meal, a cooked meal, pasta or a roast dinner or whatever it might be. Your main proper cooked meal of the day. If lunch is not your main cooked meal of the day, then dinner would be your main cooked meal of the day. Of course, in the north of England, they call lunch dinner. And they call dinner tea. Yeah, so Paul Hayward says it's tea time. Right, Sarah Jacobson says, you mean second dinner. So supper for us nowadays is often going to be something like crackers, olives and cheese. Occasionally, if we can't be bothered, we might have cereal or toast, jam on toast, Marmite on toast, something like that. Jeff Partridge, showing his age, says, I'm not sure Crunchy Nut cornflakes existed when I was a kid. Well, my parents never brought them anyway. Yeah, so Paul Hayward is clearly a northerner, because what we would call lunch is what he calls dinner, and what we would call dinner is what he calls tea. But of course, if you're in the south, tea is at 4 p.m. That's what the Queen would have. At 4 p.m, the Queen would have afternoon tea. Never use a spoon where a fork will do. That's my favourite piece of dining advice. Never use a spoon when a fork will do. Crunchy Nut cornflakes were definitely out when I was a child, or at least when I was from the age of about, 10 or 11? Right, somebody look it up on Google. When was the first release of Crunchy Nut cornflakes? I'm guessing it was around 1982. Spoon. Don't you mean a sport? Oh, I see somebody. Pete Laporte's already said a sport, and Jeff's come back with a foon. Totally in agreement with you, Kevin. Right, Kevin says, another food tip, no pineapple on pizza. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely, Kevin. Totally agree. I mean, what is wrong with people? Right, Amy Green says pineapple is always good on pizza. Right, Amy, we are no longer friends. Amy, I can't believe it. Full stop. We are no longer friends. Oh, yeah, but I like pineapple, just not on a pizza, Amy. What is going on? There you go. Victoria has looked it up. Crunchy Nut cornflakes were released in the UK in 1980 when I was 10 years old. When I was 5 years old. In the year I was born, Crunchy Nut cornflakes was released. Sarah Jacobson, I knew we were one and the same person. Pineapple on a pizza is an abomination. Kim Salt says, what do you like on pizza? Well, the thing is, many people will be as horrified at what I'm about to say as I am with pineapple on pizza, because I have been known to go into Pizza Express and order a Fiorentina. So does anybody know what the main ingredient on a Fiorentina is? Because that is also quite wrong on a pizza, but I quite like it. Marmite sandwich. Jeff, you and I were meant to be friends because you correct your own apostrophe abominations. That's meant to say apostrophe, it's not meant to be an apostrophe. Sarah Jacobson loves Pizza Express. Yeah, Amy Green says, I can have egg on pizza. Yeah, that's all right then. So we are all agreed that egg on a pizza is perfectly acceptable, but pizza is the devil's own work. Is perfectly acceptable. Egg's okay, but pineapple no way, says Kevin. But no, but Kim Salt is dead against it. No egg. My husband likes anchovies on pizza. Oh, yeah, no. But I'm not a fan of anchovies anyway. Yeah, do you know what? I would probably do pizza before anchovies. Well, I'll tell you what. 4 kilometres has flown by, isn't it? That's madness. So we're not actually that far off halfway. 5 minutes and we'll be there. Yes to anchovies, says Jeff Partridge. If you eat egg on a pizza, you are eating from the rubbish bin. Peanut butter on pizza. I have never had peanut butter on pizza. I didn't even know that was a thing. Apparently, Kim Salt tells us that peanut butter on pizza is a thing. But I do also like an American hot. So I like jalapeno peppers on a pizza and pepperoni occasionally. We are trying to be a little bit more vegetarian these days, but pepperoni pizza with jalapenos, I wouldn't throw that in the bin. No, Victoria, same as me. I've never heard of peanut butter on a pizza. Heart rate is 124 BPM. We're firmly in zone 2. Kim Salt says, yes, there are some weird places out here that do peanut butter on pizza. If you don't know, Kim Salt is in California, where you can get anything you want, can't you? You can basically, if you ask for any food combination, some restaurant in California will make it for you. Right, Bob DeBoer has done 5k, or will do 5k. Kevin DeLuca is off. So apparently I'm getting the beacon in a minute. Well done, Kevin. Once again, fantastic effort by everyone in Copenhagen. Sarah Jacobs says we take our pizza very seriously in Chicago. Yeah, but when you say seriously, does that mean you refuse to put pineapple on and you refuse to put egg or peanut butter on your pizzas? Is there a large Italian community in Chicago, Sarah? Or French community? Right, Kim Salt has thrown me a joke. Kim Salt says, anything strange, it is probably here in California. And what's the punchline to that? Well, Kim, you're there, so that must be true. I mean, you did throw it at me, Kim. You laid it down for me. You can't complain that I picked it up and ran with it. Right, Nikki says, May the 30th is National Multiple Sclerosis Day. Can we do a run? Yes, Nikki, I will organise it. Right, but I need reminding. So Nikki and somebody, Victoria, put it in a diary or something. I need to contact HQ and organise a multiple sclerosis run on May the 30th. So well done to Kevin, and Bob DeBoer is off as well. Well, there's no reason why not, Nikki. I'm sure we can organise it. Whether we organise it via FMR or whether we organise it through Zwift HQ, we'll find some way to organise it. Ah, deep dish. Yes, well, we used to... Now, Sarah Jacobson says, we have a very special type of pizza called deep dish. Well, so in the UK, and I'm sure it probably came from Chicago, we used to have a company called Deep Pan Pizza. They went out of business in the end, but yeah, we used to have... We don't have it so much these days. It's all about thin crust these days. But we used to have deep pan pizza, but it has to be very well made or it's just a big load of dough, isn't it? Ellen Pym says, well done everyone, have a great rest of the run. Thank you, Ellen. So we've got we're halfway through, we've got less than 5k to go of this week's combined community run. Jeff Parcher says they're dropping like flies today. Zwift Latin distance runners, I like it. Oh, Looney's not spelt with an E. Oh dear. Stupid iPhone. Right, I haven't put the fan on yet. I'm surviving. Right, Sebastian says it's 27 degrees in the basement, so it's not quite as hot here. 23 degrees, 23.2 degrees here. So Kevin's off, well done Kevin. Good job. Amy Green says, I need to get a new thermometer for here. Well, Amy, I'm very glad of the AGMT. Thank you very much for getting it for me. Much appreciated. Just on that note, actually, with the AGMT, in the description of this run, a lot of people ask me what equipment I use when I'm live streaming. So, you know, from the TV screen to the fan to my Stream Deck buttons, which let me do things like that. And... Ride on! Oh, Carol Rushworth, thanks for the ride on. So a lot of people ask me what I use. And in the description of this run, you will now find a list of links to almost all the products that I use, as long as you can get them on Amazon. So if you're interested, just to go and have a look, or if you actually want to get anything for your treadmill setup, then go and have a look in the description of this run, or any of the other runs on this channel. And I may well think if I can get the thermometer on Amazon, I think I'll put that in there as well. Provided by Amy. Thank you, Amy. And it's very handy to let me know how warm it is here in shed quarters, whether I need to stick the fan on or close the doors. I mean, you know, you can generally tell that by feel, but it's nice to have a number to it as well. So if you're just tuning in, hello, welcome along. This is the combined community 10K on the Zwift Run channel on YouTube and the Zwift Run channel on Twitch. And we're also broadcasting on Facebook on the Film My Run page. And we have just about 4 kilometres left to run of our 10K run this evening. I've managed to stay in zone 2 all the way so far, green zone. Paul Haywood says he wants my outdoor plants on the list. Okay, well if I can get some affiliate links to a gardening, a garden centre, I'll put them up. Right, I missed Mark saying, I've had lemon curd pizza. He said it was pretty nice, to be honest. Blimey, lemon curd pizza. That's impressive. And yes, if you missed it, yesterday, a number of Zwifters were out running in the real world. In real life, there was a team Zwifting in Copenhagen, and there was a team Zwifting in Guernsey. So we had the Copenhagen Marathon, and we also had the Guernsey 36-mile ultra. So myself and my other half, Victoria and Clive Finnimore, we went to Guernsey. We ran all the way around the coast of Guernsey. Absolutely beautiful it was. We were afraid that we might get stung by thunderstorms, but we only had one rain shower the whole time, and the rest of the time it was pretty nice and actually got quite warm. And then in Copenhagen, there were about 9 or 10 Zwifters who went out to run the Copenhagen Marathon. And we had some amazing times. I think the fastest was around, I can't remember, but was it 2:40 something? One of the fastest times. Right up to around 4 hours. So well done to everyone who did Copenhagen. And Chef Partridge says, I had Brussels sprout pizza just outside of Washington, DC. My goodness. Right, well, you lot have tried a lot weirder pizzas than I ever have then. Amy Green says, I quite fancy pizza right now. Funny that, Amy. Right, apparently I have the beacon, although it's not showing on my screen. Apparently I have the beacon, although it's not showing for me. So, In honour of the fact that I have the beacon, I shall now issue a motivational message. Well done. I think that's my duties complete as the beacon holder for today. Oh, and keep going. Jeff Parcher says, is that it? Keep going. Well done and keep going. What more do you want? I shall now spend the next 3 kilometres spamming you with adverts for upcoming runs. Yeah, John Farrell says, well done, is that it? The main thing to advertise, of course, is the Run for the Oceans or Run to the Oceans events, because you'll be able to get 2 new badges. 2 brand new route achievement badges are now available. But in order to get them, you must run to the ocean. Nikki, I never enjoyed using the Run. You're talking about the Run Smart Treadmill sensor. I always found it to be problematic. If only that were true, Pete. So go and sign up to the Run to the Ocean events. We'll stop. Look in the companion app. I'm not sure if they're actually up yet, though. I didn't say run in the ocean. Is that called swimming? Yeah. Well, if I'd said run in the ocean, that would be swimming. Yes. But I'm sure I said run to the ocean, didn't I? Or did it come out wrong? Hang on a minute. Let me go back. No, yeah, it says, but in order to get them, you must run to the ocean. Yes, Nikki, I always had problems with it. John Farrell says he was going to do 10k with us, but he is in a puddle of sweat. So I think that means he might stop. So you've already swum to the ocean then, John. You just created your own ocean.
Oh, okay, run for the... right, okay. I stand corrected. I knew, but to be honest, Kim, I knew I wasn't sure what it was called. I knew it wasn't run in the ocean, but I knew that I wasn't sure whether it was run to the oceans or run for the oceans or run from the oceans would be an interesting one. Let me just see if I can see if it is up there yet. Kim, have you noticed if there's any of them up there yet? Isn't it June that it starts? There you go. 24th of May. I've got them. Monday. Okay, Monday the 23rd. The Run for the Ocean events start on Monday, May 23rd. So let's just go up there and show you that. Okay, so there we go. The Adidas Run for the Ocean series. Monday, the 23rd, 5 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 11 o'clock UK time. Up to June the 8th. Is it June the 8th? Yeah, it looks like it goes on till June the 8th. I don't know what route it's doing. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes, of course. So, Surfing Safari and Splash and Dash are the new routes. Surfing Safari and Splash and Dash, they are the new run routes. Now, they will only be available to get those badges during Run for the Oceans. After Run for the Ocean, they will be made public. Final advertisement. Every Tuesday and Thursday I do the Film My Run 500. Set your treadmill at 12% incline and we climb nice and slowly up 500 meters of ascent. It's a great workout for your calf muscles and quadriceps. (11:35 a.m. UK time). We'll stop, check the companion app for your time zone. Okay, less than 2 kilometres to go now of the combined community run. We are still in zone 2, so that's good. Very warm, 23 degrees on the AGMT, and we're comfortable, but I wouldn't want to go much quicker, and I wouldn't want it to get much warmer. John Farrell has already drowned in a bucket of sweat, so We don't want to go that way. Jeff Partridge has managed to do zone 1 all the way. Very nice. No, not for me. I'm at a steady 125 average BPM, I think, today. I am averaging about 125 BPM in zone 2 today. Yeah, it serves you right. Serves you right for bragging about it, Partridge. Sarah Jacobson is jealous of my heart rate. Well, I'll tell you what. There are some people whose heart rate I've seen on here is ridiculously low. And honestly, super fit people on here. Mine's okay. And the more I train in this training block leading up to the Lakeland 100, I'm hoping it'll come down a bit more and it'll look a bit better than it is. Sebastian Bott's at 130 BPM. So not far off me. Pete says, any news on Salim? No, I've not heard anything about Salim lately. No, Pete. I haven't heard anything lately. Right, the beacon is now showing up for me. I don't know why it took a while. Sarah says, my heart rate is always so high when I run, even on easy days. And I know Amy has worried about that as well, but it's just all about consistency and running on tired legs, running when you're tired, but continually running easy, like regular easy days. The more you do it, the more your heart rate will be lower at the same speed. So the speed we're going now, you can see I'm about 127 at the moment, but maybe in 5 weeks time, 6 weeks time, if I continue this consistent training, I'll be able to run this speed for 10k with a heart rate of 122 perhaps. Yeah, Amy says she's in zone 2. She thinks her heart rate is getting better. Very good, Amy. Impressive stuff. And we're coming up to the final kilometre now in the community run. Sarah, I bet you're not jealous of my heart rate dips though, are you? My weird little dips in heart rate that I just had one then. Went right down to 90 something. And then suddenly back up to 130. If you're not subscribed to the Zwift Run channel here on YouTube, do please just click that subscribe button. Just helps the channel. Much appreciated. And the plan is with the Zwift Run channel, so we used to be called the Zwift Run Live channel, But I've decided that we're going to try and do more pre-recorded stuff as well. So I've started with a couple of short videos, shorts they're called. But yeah, we're going to try and make this channel not just a live channel, but also just a general channel for Zwift content. So if I review any Zwift products or do any Zwift tutorial videos, that kind of thing, then instead of going on the Film My Run channel, which is what they used to do, they'll now go onto this channel. So hence the name change from Zwift Run Live to the Zwift Run channel. Right, 5 minutes to go. Enjoyed this one, nice and comfortable. Especially seeing as we ran quite a long way yesterday. So it's good that the legs have recovered so quickly. Yes, that would be a good idea, Sarah. With other Zwifters, I think would be the best thing. Thank you, Stefan, for the ride-on. Actually, yeah, let me just drop some ride-ons quickly. Good plan. Right, there's Amy. There's Zog in France. Rob Miller, well done. Al-Hajjaj. Lingard. Don't know who that is. LP, well done to you. Sebastian. Partridge, Pete Laporte, young guys, Paul Hayward, Theo Heldorn, and Stefan. I think that's everyone I can see on my list. Jeff Partridge, right, the Zwift vests, I hate to tell you this, but they are no longer being produced. And you say it's an obvious revenue stream, I agree with you, but apparently what I've been told is they weren't selling enough of them. But the thing is, they were always out of stock, so they would never know how many they could have sold, because they were never in stock. But the other thing is, they've had this restructuring now again, another restructuring, and the guy who was in charge of e-commerce has now left, and that actually might be a good thing. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but there was word that perhaps he wasn't quite the best person to be in charge of that department, so maybe they do get somebody in to run the e-commerce department who sees the value in offering Zwift vests for running again. Yeah, no, you're right, Kim. It doesn't seem to make any sense because, like I say, they were never in stock. So they would never know how many they might have sold if they'd had constantly stocked e-commerce store. All right, we're nearly done here. Sarah's off to another work call. Take care. See you later, Sarah.
Nice.
We've got 300 meters to go through Yumezi on Makuri Islands, and then we'll be done for another day on Zwift. We'll be back tomorrow with the Film My Run 500. 11:35 tomorrow morning, the Film My Run 500. 12% on your treadmill. We'll do a lovely climb up, then top. Amy says, well done, everyone. Great job always, as always. See you soon, guys. See some of you people in the morning, or 12% on the treadmill. Kim says, I hope the restriction doesn't affect Zwift too much. Well, I mean, in a way, I hope it does affect Zwift, but in a positive way. You know, we've seen little or nothing for running for a long time now. And just maybe restructuring Zwift again might bring the focus back to running for a little bit. Or, you know, in a while, we might get something. Amy says, thanks, Stephen. Brilliant running, everyone. See you soon. John Farrell, what's that a picture of? I can't... hang on. It's Superman saying bye. It was a little bit far away for me to see clearly. Right, that is it. We're done here. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Yoko is going to be at the Film My Run 500 tomorrow. I'm guessing Jeff Partridge might make it. Clive Finnimore might be back to tell us all stories of the Guernsey Ultra, which he did in 6 hours 10 minutes. Now, bear in mind, Victoria and I ran round and we did it in 7 hours 46 minutes. 7 hours 46 minutes for us. Clive Finnimore was an hour and a half quicker. Over an hour and a half quicker. So that's pretty impressive, isn't it? Well done, Clive, and well done, everyone, for today. Good job, guys. And we'll see you all tomorrow for the Film My Run 500 and for the rest of the week's training. Take care. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye-bye.